What's interesting is we're seeing a lot of games on the PC on the console as well. Like PC 360 seems to be a really and then PS3. We don't see them on the Wii as much, but we see that initial simultaneous release, and that's because for the first time we have as much power available to us on the console, and that's natural, and it's great for us because we build these incredible worlds, backstories, characters, and these incredible what we call assets, which is these textures and models and everything from the voice work to the musical scores. And we want to use this stuff and put them on as many you leverage these assets and put them on as many platforms as we can. If you to drive a stake in the ground, if you pick up a game in the next year moving, from now onward, really, a good game will have virtually no tutorial because there should be nothing complex about the UI. That's what the future of using software is, whether it's a video game or an application. It's nobody has time for any of that, nonsense of actually reading. Who wants to read when you can get right in and do the thing? Gaming is the epitome of that because it's entertainment. Heck, if I spend money at a store to buy a game, the last thing I want to do is be put to work, understanding. I want to just have fun, the same way I experience a movie or a book. And I think gaming for years used to be, I called it the thumb on the hand. All these other entertainment forms produced entertainment were going in this direction, and gaming was going in a completely different direction. It's like, no, that's done. That's over. Now gaming is going to join the others and just be a lot of fun to jump in and play. And we're going to see more people gaming for that reason. Casual gaming shows us that trend. I doubt we are going to do anything as hardcore as we've done. Even future versions of Supreme Commander will be more accessible, will be less hardcore, because that's what people want. I mean, that's what the market wants. I use the football analogy. The first RTS game was like the kick, and then we had to take the ball a few more yards down the field every iteration. We're getting closer and closer to that touchdown. We may be a few more iterations of the UI and interface before we get there. I remember first-person shooters on the console. They were close, and then Halo seemed to just nail it. 10 years from now, people will be genuinely confused when you ask why, or why it took RTS so long. They'll go, I don't understand. It seemed like a no-brainer to me, just like we talked about first-person shooters today. That's our goal, especially not to talk too much here, because now you've almost made me confess that we're working on it. Actually, you have. That's good. I like that. Actually, it is a secret that I want to share. But the key is in the strategic zoom. To be quite honest with you, it's because it allows you an unprecedented amount of control over your entire game, and that's the key. That we think that is the key. Should we one day take Supreme Commander, for example, to the console? In the big scheme of things, this is actually a reasonably quick development because we're building from a lot of the momentum that came out of Dungeon Siege. Some people have asked me, is this a spiritual successor to Dungeon Siege? And it's not really, because we're in a very different universe here. But of course, you leverage all of your experience and all of the things you've learned, and that does help in development rather than, say, starting from scratch and building a game that you have no experience in. The thing that I'm the most proud of is the way we took difficulty level and we incorporated it into the story and the gameplay mechanics of your decisions as a player as to where Seth will cybernetically upgrade himself to, which is also part of the big moral dilemma. Unlike RoboCop, who is shot up and wakes up with all the stuff on, or $6 Million Man, where he has an accident, he wakes up with all the hardware. This is you making the decision take my arm, my perfectly good arm, not my shot up arm, not my busted arm, it's not Luke Skywalker who his arm is at the bottom of some abyss and he can't get it back. This is a guy who's got perfectly good parts. He says, go ahead, chop it off, give me the upgrade, because this is what I need to do. It's voluntary. We turn the story over to the player, and we let them make the decision. So you may decide that you're going to just go for full upgrades, and someone else may decide they're going to stay 100% human. And that's probably the most interesting thing, and I love that about this story and gameplay mechanic and the way it all comes together.